Hi and welcome to the 8th video in this tutorial series. In this video we will load and buffer a texture into OpenGL and display it on the screen. So in your game window header file, create a new method. It will return a GL unsigned integer and name it load, and it will be private, and name it name it load and buffer image, and it will take one argument, a constant char pointer to the file name, which is a string. Okay. In your .cpp, so now in your .cpp file, okay, so first type glf image data. So this is a data structure glf uses to store the image data. So the colors of the pixels and the formats, so RGB or RGBA, for instance, so-called glf read image. So the first argument is the file name, then a reference to your image data structure, and a flag, which is a modifier here. So for blending options, etc., we won't use any, so just put in null. Okay, then now we have to create a buffer to store our image. So just like with vertex text array buffers, so create a GL unsigned int and name it texture buffer ID. Then, just like with array buffers, GL gen textures, and we want one buffer, and we want to store the ID in our texture buffer ID variable. Then we have to bind something. We have to bind our target, and that will be GL texture 2D. So we want to bind a GL texture 2D to the current OpenGL context, and we want to bind the one this ID references to. Type GL text image 2D. So our target GL texture 2D, then the level. So if you would use multiple textures ranging from a high detail to a small detail, you would use levels, but we don't use that kind of textures, so just put in 0. Then the format GL RGBA, so true color with alpha. Then the width, so image data dot width. For the height, image data dot height, so the height and the width of our image, which is stored in the image data structure. And the border, so we don't want any border, so just put in 0. The format of our image will be is RGBA. The type, we are GL unsigned bytes. So yeah, unsigned bytes. And our image data itself, so image.data. Okay, so now we have to explain OpenGL how to handle our window. For that, we should call the function GL text parametry. In the first argument, specify the texture, what we are going to modify, and it will be a GL texture 2D. In the second one, the parameter we are going to modify, and we are going to modify GL texture min filter, and put in GL nearest for the last argument. So if the or So if we have a big image, there may be multiple image pixels corresponding to one image on our screen. So in that case, we want to use the nearest image pixel, the XL, as we call it. Then just copy this and change the min filter to the mag filter. So what if there are not enough pixels in the image to cover all the screen pixels on the screen? Well, in that case, we also want the nearest. Then copy this again. And so GL texture S, GL texture wrap S, and we want GL underscore clamp to edge. So OpenGL uses the S and T coordinate system for texture coordinates, and here we say we want our images to clamp to the edge on the S coordinate. So yeah, S is the equivalent of the X, the normal coordinate system, and the same goes for the T, clamp to edge. Okay. So now we just return the buffer ID. So return texture buffer ID. Oh yeah, and don't forget to actually call glf free image data. So free the image from our reference. Sorry, it's a reference. So yeah, so we free our image for more CPU memory. Actually need an image, so I have this rocket image right here. So glfw supports the TJ file format. I will add a link to a TJ converter in the description, so you can convert your pictures. And make sure it is it has the same dimensions, so the width is the same as the height. So in Xcode, make sure this is selected. Now in Xcode, go to your project manager, copy files, unselect, copy only when installing. So add the image, and yeah, make sure the destination is the products directory, and delete any subpaths. Okay. So okay, I'll actually rename this to something else, like rocket. Okay. In your constructor, now we can load the image. So first create a new variable, a texture buffer ID. Then so in your constructor, texture buffer ID equals load and buffer image, and it's called rocket image, rocket.tj. Okay. So now if you run this, absolutely nothing. That's because we haven't enabled our texture yet. So in your constructor, somewhere at the top, call GL enable GL underscore texture 2D. If we run this now, we get something messed up. So we get a rectangle with some messed up image in it. So to fix this, first off, remove the color. Then we get something like this. It's a little bit cut off, that's because our coordinates are probably wrong. And guess what? They are. It should. Yeah, now it's right. So now the coordinates are fixed. Okay, so to enable blending, first off, make sure your image you use has blending on it. Then call in your constructor. You have to enable blending, so GL enable GL underscore blend. And then we also have to explain, so GL blend func. In the first argument specify GL source alpha and then GL 1 minus source alpha. This is the most common one. It is called normal blending. So yeah. So just remove the amount of color that corresponds to the amount of alpha in your image. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's quite difficult, this one. So essentially, remove the amount of color from a pixel that corresponds to the alpha value of the texture. Yeah. So okay. So now, if you run this, we get our rocket. Now, it's kinda not. We should change the geometry. Maybe change this to GL linear. Yeah, now it's a little bit better. Yeah, let's keep it at GL linear. Or I'm not sure, GL nearest, maybe. And GL linear is definitely better. So keep this at GL linear. Okay, and that was it. And next video we will do some animation. So see you then. Bye.